Right. Thank you, folks. A big thank you again for hopping onto this. And while others join, we can certainly get started. Thank you again for taking time. So, actually, I can see, I mean, from the names which are visible to me, I see a good mix of existing customers, partners, and quite a few familiar names, right? And for those of you who worked with Vaultastic before, all right, today's session is about what's evolved, not just in the foundation, but in how work happens on top of it. That is the real essence of today's discussion. So this version, Vaultastic of version 5, has kept the three pillars of security, reliability, and cost optimization exactly where they belong. We are not moving them, right? They're deep and non-negotiable. However, what we are previewing today is how we have rethought your experience, how you actually use the platform day to day, how the workflows start, how they move from end to end, and how teams interact with the platform day to day. This is the real essence of the thinking we have done in version 5. This is a preview session. The release will happen, in due course. Right. We'll walk through several real workflows of discovery, upload, access, and data management, and also show you the guide how the guided applications and wizards handle the heavy lifting in the background. And whoever has used the product will immediately connect with this. The others will see the benefit straight off. So before I hand over, one quick thing. Towards the end of the session, this actually came up last minute. Aditi decided that she should show a small bonus demo of a capability which is coming beyond V5. You can consider it a sneak preview of V6. I mean, this is my take on it. It's not on the agenda. It's early and it's very intentional. But it will show you or point you to where Vaultastic is heading next, even after what you see today, right? Especially about how complex requests are interpreted. So I'll strongly encourage you to stay till the end for that. This is going to be just before the Q&A. With that, I'll hand it over to Aditi, who has led much of the work behind version 5. She will take you through the product and workflows, right? And one more thing, just before the handover, as you're listening to her and you come up with questions, I encourage you to keep putting them in the question tab. Don't wait till the end. We will take the Q&A in the end, but you might forget the question, so you may as well just enter it in the Q&A tab as it comes to your mind. Right? Over to you, Aditi.
Thank you, Sunil. Hope everyone can see me. Sunil, am I visible?
Your video is not visible, Aditi.
And my screen?
Screen is visible.
Okay. Is that better now?
Yes, you're there.
Okay. Yes. Hello, everybody. Thank you for taking time. I know how busy we all are, and I really appreciate this. For those of who don't know me, I'm currently the Chief Operating Officer and also a co-founder at Wipy. And today's webinar, we are going to focus on the upcoming release of Vaultastic, which is version 5, and what it can do for you. And the version 5 has evolved out of your needs. So I'm looking the whole idea of this webinar is to get your feedback and ensure we are on the right track, right? So please do put in your suggestions, your questions, and we'll try to answer them in this webinar or a one-on-one. Yeah. So before we start looking at the new interface, just a recap on what the problem that Vaultastic is solving, right? As you know, that Vaultastic is an enterprise information archival solution. Okay, and it is very different from the current competition in the sense that it's a platform which gives tremendous flexibility while maintaining the scalability of the solution. So literally you can customize it for your needs, your data types, your cost structures and things like that. Why is it so complex? Why is information archival complex? Yeah, and why is it still necessary for all organizations, large or small? So, of course, the first reason why information archival is complex is because of data fragmentation. As you go about your business, you are accumulating data in different systems on different devices, right? Cloud applications, in-prem applications. All of this is in different formats depending on the application where it is collected, and also each of these data types has different security concerns, whether it is their retention period or their privacy or confidentiality. So all this makes enterprise information archival a complex problem to solve. On the other hand, there is a growing demand for all this information to come in a central location, whether it is for reporting, compliance, whether legal requires this evidence intermittently, or you want to extract knowledge out of it, or a simple, even if it's a simple business continuity case you're looking at. So again, a recap of what Vaultastic is. So there are two very powerful frameworks or platforms which make up Vaultastic, right? One is the hierarchical storage. You're aware of it. We have four stores, right? And you can use or customize the usage of Vaultastic depending on the data you're archiving and also the access frequencies. Each of these are secure, scalable, right? And they give easy access to your data. And a very important tool which is integrated Vaultastic is the ETL tool, Legacy Flow, which is the tool which handles this large scale movement of data, whether from your in-prem servers, from your cloud solutions. It converts data from one format to another depending on where it is to be used. Right. So now we come to V5, and what V5 is doing is it's the focus of this new version is your jobs to be done, right? The frameworks are powerful, scalable, secure, but there is always a need to simplify your jobs to be done, right? And what we've tried to do in version 5 is use of platforms of version 4 and make these jobs to be done easier. To do that, we have categorized your jobs into these four major categories. The first being the actual archival of the data, right? Establishing the connections to your systems from where you want to pick up the data, defining the jobs to upload the data. Second is, of course, discovery and activation. So once it is all on Vaultastic, you need to be able to search through it quickly and give the stakeholders the data they require in good time. Okay. The third being the storage management, right? And how do you manage the storage usage on all the Vaultastic stores? And finally, the governance of the usage of Vaultastic. So here we will now switch to the new interface. This is what the new interface will look like. If you look at this menu structure over here, you will see that the applications of V5 are organized in these four categories. So the first category is the archival, second category is the governance, right? The apps which help you to discover the data already uploaded, and the app which helps you to manage the storage, right? So now let's dig into or deep dive into these different apps, and we will start with the obvious one, which is archival. For today's demo, what I'm going to focus on or showcase a very popular use case is preserving the data of a departing employee. Okay, so to start with, we'll look at how this can be done as a SOP or as part of the exit formalities, where departing employees' data has to be securely backed up for business continuity or other reasons before you mark the data for deletion, right? Today's use case, we will assume that this user was hosted on had an M365 account, and she used email, OneDrive, Teams chat, and SharePoint. And she also had some files on some shared network drives within your organization, which also need to be backed up. So, yeah, sorry. So let's look at how you can upload data from M365, a very popular platform. So the first step is would be to configure the M365 integration, and this is a one-time step, and we'll see how this can be done. Then the second step would be to create one or more upload requests to actually upload the data of the employee who's leaving, and third would be to monitor the progress. So to set up the connectors, you would navigate to the Setup Connectors app, right? Oh, sorry, before we get into this, let me just show you, uh, give you a brief about the demo setup, right? So for the demo, we have created 3 Vaultastic domains, okay? And the first one is hosted on Sky Connect, the second one is on Google Workspace, and the third one is a coexistence between M365 and Google Workspace, right? And what we are going to focus most mainly on this and also some of this, right? So just to give you a background, this demo setup is for these 3 domains. So coming back to the setup connectors, our task is to set up the connections to pick up M365 data of the exiting employee, right? So if you look here, my domain has already been configured. So I have kept it pre-configured, right? It's ready to receive live email as well as ready for picking up data from the mailboxes. I have done similar integrations for Drive and Team as well. These integrations are ready in case the key has expired and you need to upload it. Then you have to generate a new key following the steps given here, and then registering with the Vaultastic, right? So first step is as simple as that, to set up the connectors. The second step would be to define the upload request. Those of you who are familiar with Vaultastic 4 are aware that this has to be done as legacy flow jobs, the ETL tools. This interface will help simplify your work, right? A lot of heavy lifting is done within this interface, and I'll show you how. Let's say you want to, let's focus on Teams, right? And I have some partially completed request over here. Okay, so we say that this is team chats, and I give it some information. I say my source is M365 and the source domain is Databricks. And I say I want to pick up Teams data, right? I choose a file, a CSV file with the list of users from whom I want to pick up the data, and I define the source, the Vaultastic store on which to upload this data, right? And what is the format in which I want to upload this data. Okay, and I can define the schedule. Now, since we are making this a one-time upload for exiting employee, we will choose the once operation over here. Similarly, I have some partially completed requests here for uploading Drive, Mailbox, SharePoint data, right? Very similar to what we've seen, right? If you see Mailbox data, M365 data fix, email, right? List of users, and here I have again chosen open store for the sake of this demo, but I can very well choose active store or my private store. So we've seen how to do this first step, which is the integration. We have seen how to create the upload request. The third is the monitoring progress. For that, I have some ready. I had run some requests earlier for in preparation of the demo. So you can see this was run on 15 Jan and it's completed. Teams data was uploaded. These are my request parameters, right? Source MP65. This was a domain. Data type was Teams. This was a file with the user list, right? I said please put it on open store and zip and run it once. So if I was monitoring this was running, clicking on this icon would show me the current status of this request, this upload request, right? And we'll see what all we can see over here. Right, so this was the execution of this request. One time it was completed on 15 Jan and two users teams data was successfully processed. This is via legacy flow. So let us look at this data, right? Yeah. So here I've come to the open store. I've selected open store, vaultastic.io. And if you go here, Teams, two users data has been uploaded, right? This specifies that all the chat transcripts, whether they were one-on-one or group chats, everything has to be archived. And you will see that the 3 files have been created here. Right, so this is how simply an upload request can be submitted. Okay, and monitored. Multiple upload requests can be submitted at a time, and they will run in parallel, right? And you'll be very, you can monitor the progress on it very easily using this UI. Next step, if you remember, was that user had some data on some network drive. So very similar steps. First thing I go set up a connector here. I select the in-prem category. I define a new connector. Right. I make sure that I've done the steps shown here. And I have the activation key ready and I enter the activation key here. Then I go to upload data, right? And I have sample over here, which I will show you. Right, sorry. Where did I put it? Okay, let's just have a look at the new one, right? So here I will select increment. I have configured a data sync agent, right? I specify the folder name I want to pick up, right? And I can specify the target, right? Destination format is not applicable here, and then the issue. So we have now uploaded both M365 data and in your network drive data, critical network drive data to Vaultastic. We are ready to say that this user's data, account now be deleted. Now let's look at a variation of this request, right? let's look at why proactive archival might be a better way to do these things, because though this protects you and you get a backup of the data on the day you run these requests, it doesn't protect you from, either deliberate or accidental deletion of data from the user's uh, different data sources. So what you could do instead of running this as a SOP is that you could do a continuous or live archival, right? And a continuous and live archival will help you not only manage uh, this, satisfy this use case, which is ex-employee data preservation, but as you can see from this table here, it also makes you ready for a whole lot of other use cases, right? Whether it is storage bloat management, or there is some teams who need communication supervision, or you want ransomware protection. So live or continuous archival protects you, and it makes you ready for all these use cases as well. So how would you do that, right? How would you configure continuous or live archival using the new interface? Uh, so obviously you want to do this for all your data types. For email you would configure journaling or forwarding in your primary data source. Let's look at that. How would you do that? And if you look here, right, let's look at some other just for variety. So if you look here, if I go here and I say follow these rules, right, to get live archival ready, and I need to confirm over here, there will be different set of rules for different sources. MP65, Google Workspace, Sky Connect has a different set, and you will get the simple steps over here, which you will configure. For the other data types, you've already registered a key to access the data, right? Ready to. So what you would do is, instead of doing the this thing once, now any request you would put is for let's say a continuous upload, and right. So if you see here, uh, if schedule, you would choose one of these instead of once. You would say a daily, weekly, monthly, right? Daily, weekly are good options if you want to ensure that all your data is archived, right? So these upload you would put for data types other than email, whether it is chat or drive or SharePoint, or even in-prem data, right, mapped to a SMB drive. So this is how you would configure live or continuous archival. Monitoring remains same. We've already seen how to monitor. So that covers the archival process, right? Two very simple apps, a very simple request, okay, and you are started. Any number of, as I would like to repeat here, that any number of upload requests can be submitted at a time. Let's move on to data discovery and activation. Uh, so traditionally, those of you who are Vaultastic 4 users know that to access data, you navigate to the store, and then you activate or download the data, search for the data and activate. So since I have set this up for open store, I have been uploading data on open store. If you see here, we have users data over here. So I can search through, I can navigate like this with this structure. I say this domain, teams data, this user, and I come right here. If you see, each file will be nicely labeled, saying all data before 15 Jan is available in this. I can view the contents over here, right? Small data, test data, but I can view the contents over here, right? I can extract single mails or single files or single chat transcripts. I can download these and share, right? Or what I can do is I can move it to the active store. So that is simply I give the vault ID, right? And we'll see how we can give access to a user to a vault ID, and he can see all his communications on that on the vault itself without moving it outside Vaultastic. So I have one, I had created one over here. Let's check it out. So user one is somebody I've given access to, and I've activated some chat transcripts and some old emails. So when user one logs into his account on Vaultastic, he will see all that information on the active store, and we'll see what all security measures we can take when this access is given to the user. I think my Wi-Fi is giving a little problem. Yeah. So if you see here, you can see 4 emails over here, right? This one, all of them say before 16 Jan. Okay. So this is between user 1 and Mithi 1 on Connect server. That's another domain we have on M365. So this chat transcript is between these 2 users. This is all the chatting user 1 did on testing group in before 16 Jan, right? This is another group, right? And this is some last one, if you see, is the general group. Okay, so here you will see that user 1 has been sharing a lot of files also, and all those files are visible to you, right? Or to the user. So all the attachments and everything is archived. Okay, so this is how you would access, archive data on demand. Just one example I've showed you with the open store and the active store. So I'm sure most of you are thinking, he all good for one user. Aditi, how do we manage one archival for a large and changing user base? I have 6,000 employees, and the active employees keep changing, regularly. How do I need to really do this one user at a time? And no, you don't have to do this one user at a time. So if you see here, when I had given the upload request, I had this was what I had uploaded this file, and there's a single entry over here, which is a DL, or a distribution list, or a group on the primary source. So as long as the membership of that DL is managed, whether it is journaling for email or uploading data on a regular basis for the other data types, the active members are pulled up from this DL, and the archival is done for those users. So your operations remain very simple. It still remains a one-time activity on Vaultastic. And the second question you would have is, we've been using Vaultastic now for 7 or 8 years, and there is data on active, there's data on open, there's data on deep, and humongous data, 100 terabytes, 60 terabytes. How do I search through it, right? Is Vaultastic made this easy for me? And absolutely, it has made it easy. Let us see how. If you look here, while you have the original ways to access the data, we've introduced new app, which we call it centralized data discovery. And let's look at how this can help you. Right, so if you see here, now I have an option. What am I searching for? Am I searching for email? If I'm searching for email, am I looking to retrieve the entire mailbox of a user, or am I looking at some filtered mail? Right, let's see filtered mail. Filtered mail, you all are familiar with. I just know the sender. No, I just want everything where this Aditi is the recipient and within this period, right? So you can define a query here. If it's the entire mailbox, you would specify the user here and the date range, optional date range. Similarly, for chat, if I want all the chat transcripts ever done by this user, then I would specify the user ID and the period in which I'm looking for. If I'm looking for some filtered chats, I want to say all the chat transcripts between Sunil and Aditi. Retrieve that for me, right? So, and a document I would just probably, if I know the owner, I would give the owner, and I would give some file name matching, right, where I want these documents to be searched for. To see the rest of the wizard, we will look at this. Bhushan had some test data in his mailbox. So once I've decided what I want to search for, I need to choose a destination. What do I do with what I've looked for? Do I upload it to Vaultastic store, a cloud storage? Do I put it to a user drive? Do I restore it to a mailbox, right? Or I put it on a SharePoint site? So if it's a mailbox, I need to specify which mailbox. If it is a cloud storage, I would specify which cloud storage which is registered. Uh, Again, for this, we will look at the open store as a destination. I'm saying put it in this, right? And I want everything as a zip, and I'll be able to submit. Now I will not go through this, but I do have some tests which I had fired earlier. And if you see this, though it says in progress, it's actually completed. And you will see the heavy lifting the system is doing for you. If you can see, it is looking through all the different stores, right? It is looking for possible formats in which you've stored. If you have are the mail stored as a single PSTs per day for the entire domain, then it will look for that. Report for all files that could contain data for the domain, or it would look for data, locate users data, right, in that domain data, then extract it and merge the reports. So all this is done for you in the background. So a lot of heavy lifting is done for you, and this is very good for queries where you don't know exactly where to look for, right? If you know where to look for, you can just navigate to the store, quickly search for the file and extract it. But if you're unaware, this wizard will help you all the heavy lifting. So I had asked, if you see, if I go back here and see what I had asked this query for, yes, I wanted to look for Bhushan's mailbox, and I had said put it in this folder. Okay, so let's look at that. Let's see if we can find that. Hmm. Yeah. So if you see this, these mails have been extracted from deep. Okay, there is some more from deep. There is some. So this is all testing. So you will find that whole lot of data from whole lot of places has been all extracted and put in a single folder on the open store. Same could have been uploaded to a mailbox for M365 or converted into a single PST and uploaded to SharePoint or OneDrive, things like that. Right. So, these features or these applications of V5 will help you, manage your data at enterprise scale level, right? Uh, then comes that storage management. All of you know, even Vaultastic storage needs to be managed. It keeps growing, right? And so whether you want to clean up some files on the deep store, no longer required beyond 10 years, beyond 8 years, or you want to move data from open to deep, or you want to move data from active to open. So all those can be managed by a similar wizard. So everything is being made into a wizard, so things are easier for you, right? Oh yeah, and also we've added some more dashboards. So first of all, to manage storage, you need to know what is the distribution of storage, which domain of yours is using it most amount of storage on which store. So this gives you a bird's eye view, or you can also drill down, right? You can drill down uh, uh, for daily usage. VB4 users are familiar with this part of the dashboard, but the bird's eye views have been added, right? Then you can define your task, right? Your cleanup task, let's say. Again, everything is a demo now. So, right, I give some dummy file here. Okay, and I have an option, right? Whether the files which I mentioned need to be copied. Okay, where do I copy them, right? Or do I need to move them, right? Again, where do I move them? Things like that. So with this, you can manage the storage usage on all your Vaultastic stores, and this is important when you need to relook at your usage, for various purposes. Yeah. So to recap, you get unified usage visibility. Can do bulk operation, and the third tab, if you see here, is the automation setup. You're all aware that you can set up automation on Vaultastic to automatically move data from the active store to open or a deep store, right? And from this interface, you can do manage that automation. So this is enabled for this domain. If you see, it's not enabled for this uh, data fix domain. So you can choose how the movement should be. Is there a file to be created per user, or per day of the the month specified, and where to move, right? And what format. So these three apps together will help you manage your storage faster. The main new thing here you can see is obviously the wizards. Again, it hides the heavy lifting done by legacy flow and all that, and gives you a simplified interface. Lastly, of course, governance, right? You want to govern the Vaultastic usage. You want to make sure you can give access control. You want to make sure you have the visibility on the storage use. You should be able to define admin roles and assign them, and most importantly, you should know what is happening on your system. So these applications are all organized here. If you look at domain controls, you can you know specify some security parameters and all for each of your Vaultastic domain, whether it is password policy, account lockout, right? 2FA to be enabled, right? Auto vault creation. You can look at the user management, user access management, right? This is a dashboard which will give you again a bird's eye view. So many users with supervisory access, so many users with self-service, so many users without access. You can drill down, you can choose for a domain or or a date and time, right? And over here you will be able to manage the users. So let's see here. If you look at user one, we had seen in this tab over here that user one had access, and that's because user one has been given self-service access. If I remove the self-service access, then user one will not be able to access the contents of uh, a vault on Backtest Store, right? So for existing users, you all are familiar with this. It's a new interface, right? And the, this has been simplified to hide non-user vaults, right? And very quickly drill down to how many users with supervisory access, and you can manage your access better. Uh, and yeah, audit trails. Yes. This is again available with Vaultastic 4 audit trails on different applications, right? You can drill down to find what is happening on each of your applications. All the new applications will also come in this. You can select the period, right? A month at a time. You can select the domain. You can look at this as a statistical dashboard, or you can even download detailed logs for the activities happening on your Vaultastic domains, right? So all the govern applications which help you govern the usage of Vaultastic have been organized in this section. We'll come back to this. Okay, so this is what Sunil was talking about, and we've been talking individually to some of you, and talking is that we are looking at giving AI capabilities one, and how, and more importantly is all this central data, your company data. How can you as a customer use this you know as an input to AI tools which you're already looking at as an organization? So what we have done is we've done a small uh, integration over here with one of our partners whom we are closely working with, and this integration is something like this: is I can choose documents on any store and AI enable it. Okay, and once they are AI enabled, they are available for vectorization. Okay, and the important thing with the integrations we are looking at is, and we are looking at vendors who do not pass this information outside. Okay, uh, we are looking at vendors or partners who will host the data models or the LLMs within our networks, and with no private data being sent out to the public AI models, right? And but still, you should be able to extract more information or more value out of your data which is being stored. So I have uploaded some documents here, and then I can use it like something like ChatGPT. So let's say This may or may not work, but yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. This says that no VAPT was done, right? Let me see. Let me go back and upload this one. Okay. Wait a little bit. This is on a test setup. We were not sure we could have integrated it, but just give me a minute. Let us see. No, so that is not yet uploaded. In any case, so I'm sorry it's not working, but the point is that this document stays within the Vaultastic framework. The AI models are hosted within our, regions or networks, right? And we ensure that nothing will go out. So these are the kind of integrations we are looking at with different vendors for different industries, because AI models now come specialized for industries, whether it is analyzing image or voice or documents, right? So a lot of work is going on in that, and you will be seeing some releases coming up during the course of the next few months for AI integration as well, where Vaultastic remains the secure source of data for these AI tools. Let us see. Yes. Yeah. So since that document is now available for to be vectorized, now he says that last VAPT was appears to be 2022, right? So let us see. There you go. So the PDF has been vectorized and analyzed by the LLMs, right? And we've got these. This is an old internal report which we have used just for the demo purpose. Right? So yeah, that was the surprise element which Sunil was talking about. Yeah, with this, I'm at the end of my presentation, and would welcome any questions for me.
Yeah, thanks, Aditi. This was good. We already have some questions in the panel, right?
Yeah.
Just take, because we have 8 minutes to the closure. So
Right.
the one of the questions which is what happens to teams which are already using Vaultastic? Like, what changes first? Is it mostly navigation, or does it affect how work actually gets done? But I think we've kind of answered this question. Is that it's not just navigation; it's a lot about how actually work gets done, right?
Right. So, so the whole idea of VV5, Sunil, is to simplify the customer's work, right?
Right.
So instead of going down to the level of legacy flow jobs or searching through different stores, right? Uh, they can interface with the system in a simpler language. Just upload this data for me or search for this data for me, right? So the
Right.
focus is to simplify the operations.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Great. So the next question, I'm going to go through them quick because we don't have much time. But yeah, for something like data discovery, which usually involves multiple stores and steps, how much of that coordination is now handled automatically in version 5?
Everything.
Okay,
So almost everything is handled automatically. So as long as you can, for example, like I showed you all, if you want entire mailbox, then you say give me entire mailbox, right? If you want a particular mail, you give me the parameters of the mail. And what helps when you're using this wizard is if you can narrow down on the time period, right? Because
right,
then there is less to search and the results will come faster. The more open you keep it, obviously the system has to look through everything, so that will take longer.
correct. Right, makes sense. Uh, the other thing is this approach, the wizard-based approach, right? I mean, it is going to be a great platform for even handling more complex and ambiguous requests in the future. Right? It's like go to hide all
Right,
the complexity, and it is there. You're dealing with so much behind the scenes, right? But the whole idea is to make it easy for you, and we've seen that. So even the AI tool is a step in that direction. I mean, I'm just putting my two pies in.
right,
So the thing here
right,
is, I search and I find information, but I don't have to now read that. I can get somebody to read it for me and interpret it for me. So that's a
right.
fantastic
So that
way to
correct,
take it to logical end.
correct. So one is
Right,
locating the information and getting it together, but when you want to analyze or visualize whatever was
right,
extracted, then that is where AI will come in, right? So
correct.
AI is really powerful. And Sunil, another thing is this wizards not only get make your job easier, but if you realize this is a very great audit trail as well by itself. In the sense, you know exactly for which case when you had fired a query or when you had uploaded and things like that. Which is again a very important consideration for information archival system.
Right, absolutely right. Because we're keeping the entire case history as long
Correct.
as the
Within
customer
the
is on the platform.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So, okay. So next question, which is there is, can we set up an archiving job to upload email, Teams, OneDrive, and SharePoint data for a single person, or must we run
Yes.
separate tasks for each M365 product for the single person?
Huh. So yes, the task is right now organized on the data type, right? So a single task for all data types is not yet supported by the system. It's a good feedback. We'll have a look at it. Uh, it's for a single person, you will have to put 4 different tasks.
But even if there are four, they can be uploaded in the CSV and the bulk can be done, right? So
Yeah,
one
yeah,
at a time. So it doesn't have to be
yeah. Yeah, so
sequential.
people running SOPs, let's say there's a weekly process running for managing, let's take the same thing, ex-employee, right? So they can collect it in one
Hmm.
DL and then 4 jobs is all that will require for 4 data types.
Right, right. Cool. There are two questions from the same person. I'll just read them one after the other because I think there is a relationship between them. So the question is it fair to say that workflows are simpler? I think it is. I would answer that for you.
Mm,
And
yeah.
also a follow up to that is, can you also briefly explain how AI has made this possible? Uh,
Okay.
I don't know whether AI has an impact on the workflow, but I think what the person is asking is overall from a user's perspective, where how is AI making the workflow simpler? and I think we can review that answer which you gave last time, that yes, when you're doing analytics or any deeper dive into the content which you look for, this is where AI fits in, right?
Yeah. So I would like to answer that question. And AIs or LLMs are language models, right? Uh, if you all have used AI, you all know that if your question is worded differently, you will get a different answer, a slightly different answer. Whereas in case of this searching for data and all, we have deliberately kept AI out and kept it very deterministic. We cannot have variations missed. If I'm searching for Bhushan and I don't word it properly, Bhushan's data, so at that level we have minimized AI usage. There is some AI usage, but we have been very careful not to keep it a kind of a random search, right, which LLM would do, because depending on your question. But coming back, the search data, analyzing that data and all, like the integration I showed you all, is very well handled by AI models, right? Where you want a kind of overview, or you want them to search. Here we want each and every file. We can't miss a file. Okay, so uh, some things are better done without AI.
Right. So AI comes in where I have done a discovery and I
Right,
got my content, which is PDFs, documents, emails, maybe, and I
right.
say, okay, I need to analyze these and get some answers which my auditor has asked or the top management has asked. Now, instead of going
Yes,
through that manually and reading it and trying to figure it
yes,
out, you can hand it over to
yes,
the AI model and say, hey, tell me, give me a summary, or give me dates, or give me the sequence of
yes,
events.
yes,
Such
yes,
prompts can be given. So it's the
yes.
archive keeps the data, and the AI model will help you analyze that information. So I think that will
Correct,
complete the workflow and make it even simpler. Right? It's not just
correct,
finding information, but also getting the output you need. So the focus of
correct.
V5, in a way, what Aditi is actually showing is that archiving data is one part of the story. But once you archive it, the next step is to discover and give the answer to the whole idea is the outcome, right? The outcome is the
Mm.
auditor has asked for something, the manager has asked for something. How do you do that in the most easy ways? What we are putting a lot of emphasis on.
Yeah, also, like I mentioned, Sunil, we will be doing some integrations, but enterprises are already evaluating various AI tools, right?
Right.
And what we need to be able to do is give data to the AI tools securely, right? So
Right.
that is where Vaultastic fits in, and that is where the power will come.
Actually, this is a very good point you're making. I would like to actually share with the audience some discussions I've had with customers, and I do a lot of those conversations. So several customers have said we put a team on developing some AI tools for us. Right. So they already, there's a lot of, and these are all not IT companies. These are non-IT companies who have put teams to develop AI tools. So, but they need input, right? So that is what I think you're mentioning, Aditi, that this date which you the
Right.
archive you search and that can be fed to these AI tools. Whatever may be the
Right.
answer you're expecting on the other end, you can take care of that. It may we may not have all the
Right.
answers for you, right?
Yes, and like I was saying, there are different models to analyze different type of data.
Right.
Voltastic will be able to give that data. Suppose you've uploaded a whole lot of audios or video, and you have already identified a tool to analyze that audio content. Uh,
Right.
how do I securely give this data to the AI tool? This is what we will be completely focusing on.
True. True. Right. And of course, it's not a question, it's a comment. Also, the audit trail is an essential thing when it comes to compliance, especially if you look at BFSI landscape. So it's really a critical feature. I totally
Yes.
agree. Okay. The next question is it possible to access Vaultastic through Outlook? either active store or open store deep store to Outlook integration?
No, we are not currently looking at that, but we can always upload the data to, if you saw the discovery, and if you looked at the, I'll have to go till there. Let's say, all right. So if I do this, then I can upload it to a folder in Outlook, right? The data extracted. So that is always possible. Or you give access through the active store, like this, right? If you don't want to move the data, you put it onto Vault on the active store, give access, and when the job is done, you can remove the access. So these are the two methods right now available. Two or three. You can give them the PST. You can directly upload it to a mailbox, or you can activate it to Vault and give access.
Right, right. Cool. Thanks, Aditi. I think we're 4 minutes past our time. There are a couple of more questions, but I think keeping in the respect of ending it on time, I would we could probably take these questions one-on-one because we have the contact person there, right? So yeah, with many thanks to the audience. It has been a wonderful audience. Asked quite a few questions, and there are a few more. Unfortunately, with the paucity of leftover time, we may not be able to complete them, right? In summary, Aditi has shown you how this new version, which will come to you as an upgrade, right? As soon as it's ready for release, which I think is a couple of months away, and alerts and all will be sent out to you folks.
Yeah, so that is important to know that this is an upgrade. Both systems will run in parallel, right? There's no data movement, no data migration, no change in any access control.
Right, it will be a smooth upgrade, and you will get access to that once we release it, and we'll be doing this in a rollout fashion, right? So yeah, and the whole and just to summarize again, the whole idea of this interface or this version is to simplify your jobs. The jobs that you do on a day-to-day basis should become super easy for you, super automatic. So yeah, with that, I thank Aditi for her time on this. She's working very hard on this. She and her team on releasing this on time and doing all the work regarding the Vaultastic V5 design and the implementation and testing. So it was right to bring her here to share directly with you from the engineering team itself rather than me present it from a sales perspective. So thank you again. Thank you for your time. Have a good day ahead and appreciate your time on this.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.